Listen, she woo me in my roomie. Everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Game Sketch. Today, and only today, we are actually here to talk about Splatoon 3. That's right, it's been a hot minute since we've talked about Splatoon. Since then, we've gotten a few updates, and I figured, you know what, we haven't talked about it in a long time. We had the direct and all this stuff, so yeah, let's sit down, talk about Splatoon 3, things I want to see, things I think we're gonna have in the game, blah blah blah. So sit down, get ready, and of course, like the video, subscribe, and tell me if you're enjoying what you've been seeing lately. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. So guys, Splatoon 3, as always, you know, we've been seeing it for the past year now. I think it was announced last September, I want to say, and we are now all wondering, like, when is this game coming out, right? We're definitely not at the point where like it's getting dangerous or anything at all, but like we are definitely at that point where like we know it's coming out summer. It's just a matter of getting a release date. And you know, on that front, I feel like what I'm thinking, since we didn't necessarily get the release day in the February direct, I'm thinking this game is probably late summer. Like, I'm thinking we get a final look at this game in the June summer direct or whatever they end up doing, and then the game ends up coming out, you know, early August or late July, because I feel like I said we would have known if it was coming out, because so far Nintendo has upped everything, you know, and set the release date of everything from, you know, from now to July, and it's sort of August to upwards that we don't know much about, except for, like, you know, we know Xenoblade 3 is coming, and obviously we know Pokemon now is coming, but beyond that we don't really know many release dates. So I'm thinking Splatoon 3 makes sense, late July, early August for that. But yeah, in general, man, Splatoon 3, there's something about this game that like is genuinely like, fascinating in a way that, like, okay, so we're getting a second Splatoon on the Switch, right? And so that's an interesting franchise because it's essentially Nintendo's Call of Duty, and what I mean by that is they can pump out sequels a bit faster, right? Because they are ultimately working off the same foundation, and they essentially just have to expand the mechanics, you know, the animations, the gameplay stuff. As you can see here, you know, we have this cool like spiders slinging mechanic in the combat. You have like the little crab mech that we've seen a lot, but for the most part it's fundamentally Splatoon, which we've seen a lot of, and I'm sure there's going to be more customization and all this stuff, so it's definitely going to be a more cool and over the top game in that aspect. But I feel like there's something about Splatoon that definitely needs an upgrade, and I don't know what it is, right? Because I feel like 1 to 2 was already a game where people were like, okay, it's more Splatoon, just better Splatoon, you know, and it sells incredibly well. Splatoon 2 sold like 12-13 million copies. As you guys can see here, this campaign looks fucking wild, and to me, I feel like that's gonna be a big point of this game, where I feel like the campaign is gonna be crazy, because Splatoon campaigns are actually a really underrated part of the game. That's where they store a lot of the creative, weird level design in there, especially if you played the Octo expansion. That was like a really cool expansion level in there. But yeah, like from the crazy, like look at all these like different areas they take you to. I love that upside down city. You got this like mech sort of battle thing going on here, and yeah, like I just feel like the campaign this time around might be a bigger focus. Something I would actually love would be a co-op campaign. I feel like they're not gonna do it because, you know, they want the campaign to feel like, you know, this is the one thing of the game that is completely on your own. But I'd be down for at least just 2 players, you know, me and a buddy going online, and of course doing that, and of course it's got Return of the Mammalians or whatever the fuck they're called, Mammalians, I don't know. Either way, these motherfuckers are gonna be in this thing, and I'm excited to see where the campaign goes story wise. I wonder who the next 2 idols are gonna be, because we've had in Splatoon 1 and 2 the idols, and so far we haven't seen another idol, you know, even from the oh god, no, I went back to the old trailer, even from, like, you know, the Salmon Run trailer that we got in the latest direct, and then the announcement show. We've only actually seen Callie and Marie from the first game. We haven't even seen Pearl or Marina yet. We don't know what they're doing. Now, granted, obviously we know that because of the Splatfest of Splatoon 2 ending with Pearl winning, and that is going to be chaos. Is it chaos? It is chaos. That we're going to see a much different weird world in Splatoon 3, and I wonder how that's going to affect, you know, the story, the characters, but I wonder if we're going to get other idols. I'm assuming, I have a feeling maybe this time around they'll go with guy idols. I don't know, like that's just a theory I had. Maybe they're going to have like 2 dude idols, or again, it's also like they might not want to, because, you know, they'd want to make more sales and have more people talk about the female idols, because usually those ones are a little more popular. But I wouldn't mind dude idols. That would be actually really fucking cool in there. And not only that, I feel like a lot of the game to me, it has to make big changes on the multiplayer front, because I feel like with Splatoon, we're in this area where, like, okay, you know, we have the ranked mode, which, you know, is the competitive matches and stuff. We have the casual mode, which you're covering, what's it called, the area, you know, in the ink and stuff. But I want more modes. Yeah, I want, like, I feel like Splatoon is such a fun game to experiment with different modes, you know? And they have some of those modes in ranked. Like, you know, they have that mode where you like gather the clams together and you put them in your base. You know, you have like a few, and you have like capture the flag base, or like take the base to like where it has to go and stuff. Like, they have different modes, but put more modes in casual mode, you know, do stuff where, I don't know, like you have to race to the finish just using the ink mode, and you can go on little boosters into the ground. That could be something really fun, you know. Do more stuff like, you know, basketball, you know, which you kind of had, like I said, with the clam mini game in ranked match, but do something like that where you can go dunk the ball. I feel like what's an underrated aspect of Splatoon is the movement option in there. Leads to a much more like compelling game that can go beyond shooting. You can do a bunch of little mini game style things in there. I mean, we have obviously Salmon Run here, which is like a big thing, but like not just that, I just feel like there's so much more they can do with what they have in there. And obviously a big question that people have, right, is this going to be the game that has a battle royale? You know, is this going to be the one that they finally like upgrade and hey, say, well, let's go Nintendo style battle royale, we're gonna do 30-40 players in there? That could be like really cool if they did something like that, because I doubt Nintendo would do the 100 players thing. And again, from the main multiplayer here, it seems to be that it's still 4v4. I also like that you get shot out into the map, which is a really cool idea. And they've got a lot of new weapons. Like, I like this sort of bow and arrow weapon they got going on. Like I said, I know there's the new crab weapon in there, there's the wall slingshot thing. It's just, it looks very hyper stylish as always, and that's something I've always loved about Splatoon. You know how many colors they got, how stylish it is. But yeah, no, I just think like I want more modes in the game. I want to feel like there's always new stuff to do in that game, because it's just such a, listen man, Splatoon is like one of the best things Nintendo's ever done. Not necessarily just on a gameplay standpoint, but like aesthetically and everything. It's just, there's so much you can do with not only the world, with like stuff like anime. I really think a Splatoon anime would be fucking awesome. They have the manga which is going on, which is really cool. You can check those out like online or something. But yeah, like I just think more modes in the game. Let me know in the console if you have a creative idea for mode. But yeah, I was saying battle royale, right? I feel like a battle royale in Splatoon would be awesome, because you could have like, you know, ink management for how much ink you can use. If you kill an opponent, maybe you could steal their ink tank, and you could have multiple ink tanks. You could steal different people's weapons and stuff like that. I feel like Splatoon battle royale could be genuinely like really hype, and I feel like I would almost be shocked if they didn't add it eventually. I would be shocked if maybe it's like DLC, because obviously Splatoon is very known for DLC. I feel like maybe one of the last modes they're gonna do in the game is going to be like a big battle royale. And I think, like I said, it'll be probably what, like 30-40 players. I don't think it's going to be the big, you know, 100 players on one massive map, but I think it'll be like, hey, here's a sizable map, you get some more players, and you're gonna fight it out. But it's also Nintendo's online, and I don't know if it can handle really having 40 players in one match. It's just maybe an issue they're going at. But that's a mode I would really like. Like I said, I just want more dumb creative modes. You know, give me more stuff like racing with the Inklings. Give me more stuff like, you know, who can shoot the most targets online, stuff like that. You know, give me fun dumb challenges you can do, more minigame style stuff. That would be really cool. What else could I want? I feel like weapons, you know, we have, like I said, this cool bow and arrow ink weapon. This mech that's going on this campaign, that would be a sick multiplayer mechanic. If you know, like, okay, once a match in a certain time, like this mech like lands in the middle and you're all fighting for which team should get the mech. Like, that would be really cool. And that's what I love about Splatoon, right? It's so weird and wild and fun that there's like a million ideas they can go with for the series and for the games in there. So I want that. Also, I just noticed something really funny here. Hold up, let me go back to this. I never noticed this, bro. Hold up. Oh wait, no, I thought this person was facing the wrong way, but they're all facing the right way. But yeah, no, I just can't wait to see what new maps they have. And I was thinking about this, right? I was looking back at Splatfest, right? And there was a singular Splatfest, which was a game one, which is Pokemon Red versus Blue. Now, granted, technically same game, but I would love more video game style Splatfest, you know, because they've had funny like sponsored ones. Like they've had a SpongeBob and Patrick one. They've had an Autobots versus Decepticons one. So there's stuff like that. But like I would love more like video game ones. Like be like, hey, Mario Odyssey versus Breath of the Wild, because there's something about having a video game debate in Splatoon that sounds way funnier, because you are literally fighting for the life of the of the game you care about most. So you go by votes, you go by that. Now granted, Nintendo probably doesn't want to pit their IPs against each other. Again, like I said, with Pokemon Red and Blue it's different because it's fundamentally the same game. You're just choosing which version you like more. But give me more Pokemon Splatfest, and give me just more events. You know, I want Splatoon actually had a lot of in-game events, which is cool, but keep them coming, man. I feel like Splatoon 3, I think we all know this, is probably going to be the last Splatoon on the Switch. So I really hope that they go wild with it. Like, hey, you're going to get DLC for 3 years. Here's a roadmap of stuff for year 1. You're going to get a big expansion eventually. Like, there's just so much you could do with this world, with these characters. And I'm really excited for this game, and I really think this might be the one that really hits hard for me, because I loved Splatoon 1. I thought it was really fun. Splatoon 2 I also really loved, thought it was really fun. Didn't end up playing as much as I want. I think I played like 50 hours, but I know there's people that have spent hundreds of hours in Splatoon. But yeah, man, just make the XP system fun, make the rewards really fun, and make the campaign and gameplay and everything in the game just more enjoyable. Listen, like I said, Splatoon is a unique thing for Nintendo. Just give me more of it, more stuff to do, and I will be happy. So everybody, let me know what you guys think. What do you want to see in Splatoon 3? What are you most excited for from what we've seen? What new mechanics or ideas do you have? That would be really cool. Also, another thing, I want more like what's it called? Gear that's what's called like gear that's collab style, you know, like I want, like, give me Mario content in the game, you know, give me Zelda content in the game, give me a cool shirt, a cool like, you know, Link hat, give me all like, is like the Animal Crossing stuff, whatever. Like, give me more Nintendo style events. That's the charm about Nintendo. You got so many IPs that make sense to work together in the animation style, that would be really dope. So that's my final idea, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Of course, I love you, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out. You're the best. Goodbye. Woo!